When it comes to shading, there are lots of different ways. When it comes to smudge shading, it's not that I dislike it, it's that I hate it and I think it looks really messy. So I'm going to teach you a couple different ways to shade a lot smoother, and it's actually a lot easier than you'd think. So let me show you. So I'm going to show you how to get really smooth shading with just a regular pencil. The first thing you're going to need to know is how to hold the pencil. So typically when I'm drawing, I tend to hold the pencil up here. It gives me a lot of control, but it also makes some really bold and sharp lines. But when I'm shading, I want to hold the pencil near the back, near the eraser. There's lots of different ways to hold a pencil. A lot of people will hold a pencil like this. For me, it's easier just to hold a pencil like I hold a pencil, but near the back. And what that does is it changes the angle. So first of all, if I hold it near the front, the angle is more like this. And if I hold this pencil near the back, it changes that angle and it makes it more like this. And it's way easy to get smooth shading that way. So here you go. The first way I'm going to show you is to get blending from dark to light. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my pencil back and forth like this. As I move my pencil back and forth, I start to establish some dark shading here, and I'm going to slowly pull my pencil away. And as I pull my pencil away, I'm going to slowly let up on pressure. I get a really smooth shading from dark to light. Let up on pressure, lighter, lighter, till my pencil almost takes off the page like an airplane. Kind of get some really smooth shading that way. You'll want to practice that a few times, but after practicing that for just a minute or two, you're going to be able to get some really smooth blending from dark to light. Way easier than you thought. Another type of shading, if I want to get a nice solid shading, I'm going to shade similarly. I'm going to hold the pencil near the back. I'm going to move it back and forth and pull away, but instead of letting up on pressure, I'm just going to try to maintain the same pressure. And sometimes you'll get lines within this type of shading. So if you do, a nice technique to get rid of lines, in fact, I'm going to try some shading with some more obvious lines in it. Aha. So a nice way to get rid of lines is to shade from another direction. And you can add multiple directions. This is the third direction here. As I shade from multiple directions, it starts to smooth out. It's the fifth or fourth direction. Fourth, fifth, I don't know. It starts to smooth that out, and I can get a really nice solid shading. No smudging involved. Another type of shading, this is one I don't use as much, but it is useful, is to move the pencil in small circles. This can be used for blending from dark to light, or just shading a solid area. But like I said, I don't use this one as much, but some people I know use it a lot and are able to create some really cool shading with it. So this is something I need to practice more, but you create nice smooth shading just moving your pencil in circles like this. Once again, I am holding the pencil near the back, near the eraser, so I get that angle. Getting smooth shading with a regular pencil is much easier than with a mechanical pencil. It can still be done. It just takes a little bit more practice and a little more control. So, I mean, if you're shading a large area, I highly suggest using a regular pencil rather than a mechanical pencil. It can be done. It's much harder to avoid the lines, but it can be done. You can see that I do have some lines in there, and so I might shade from a couple different directions just to get rid of that. Cool. Back to smudge shading. Some people use it a lot, and I think it's really has its place. If you were using charcoal or pastel, that's a great technique. But with pencil, I like to avoid it just because there are so many other ways to get smooth shading, and it looks more clean and it looks more professional, I feel. to get shading without smudging. So there's just a couple techniques I use in my own shading. In another video, I will show you how to apply these techniques to shading some shapes. So look forward to that.